It's No Box Art Box time, and today we are doing the May 2022 Art Snacks. Let's get into it. The May 2022 ArtSnacks box is all about the Viviva Colorsheets. Both tiers got it. I happen to have the original. I got this in a scrawler box, and yeah, we're gonna go for it. Let's get straight into the art up on screen, and I will explain myself. So, what is the No Box Art Box challenge, you may be wondering? Well, it's a challenge that I introduced to YouTube back in 2018. The idea is that you recreate the experience of an art supply subscription box without actually getting it, and there are so many reasons to do this challenge. Maybe you sincerely can't afford subscription services right now, or you're already subscribed to Company A and you want to try out Company B, but you can't afford both. Maybe you're looking for some inspiration, you're trying to get through art block, you want to use that awkward supply at the back of your drawer that you don't ever actually go for and you've seen a box that used it. Maybe, like me, when I started this challenge, you've just discovered art supply subscription boxes, you realized that you are late to the game and there are several years of boxes that you've missed that you want to try. Or maybe you're in the situation I'm in right now, continuing this challenge even though I'm not consistently subscribed to any particular box because I have too many supplies and not enough cash. But I still love the boxes and I still want to do these challenges, so what's a girl to do, right? If you want to try the No Box Art Box challenge, there are 3 simple steps. Step 1, pick any art or craft supply subscription box service out there. Pick a month that already shipped and look up the contents. Step 2, match the supplies in the box using items you already own. Do not go shopping specifically to fulfill a box, that would be cheating. The point is to use what you've already got on hand. You are allowed to use exact matches as long as you're not using this challenge to re-experience a box you actually got in the past. If that's the case, that is the one exception where you do absolutely have to use something different, the next closest match in your collection, if at all possible. Step 3, make art. Try to stick to only the items you've matched for the box, and if the original box had a prompt or a theme, try to stick to that as well. Only add missing essentials such as a pencil or a piece of paper. If you do try the No Box Art Box challenge, go ahead and share anywhere on social media using the hashtag NoBoxArtBox so that we can all see it, share it, give you some compliments and encouragement. And if you do a YouTube video, feel free to let me know and send me a link so that I can add your video to the master playlist for this challenge. You don't have to do this particular box or any of the boxes that I have done in the past. You can do this challenge for absolutely any art or craft supply subscription box you can think of, any month that they have ever done. Or if you want to even twist this around and try to apply it to a different type of subscription service, that's cool too. Go for it. As with all of my art box videos, I am going to be giving you a lot of pricing information in the description box down below. I'm going to give you the MSRP for each item in US dollars because that's what would be on the authentic menu card in the real box, but that will be converted to Canadian dollars and pound sterling as well. In addition to that, I will be looking up all of these items on major online retailers for all 3 currency regions so that we can get an MSRP total value for the box, a real world shopping for yourself total for the box, and compare both of those totals to what you paid depending on where you live, which tier you picked, and how long you're subscribing for. All of that down below, don't forget to check that out. So as I just mentioned in the intro, May 2022 ArtSnacks box, it's all about the Viviva Colorsheets. So the Viviva Colorsheets, the original 16, it now has an MSRP of 20. That's what the ArtSnacks shop is selling it for. That's what the actual Viviva store is selling it for. But every actual retailer I looked at online, they're calling the MSRP slightly more than that, not by much. Blick's calling it $20.37, but yeah, most of them haven't caught up with the price change, apparently. So what these Viviva Colorsheets are is, this is 16 squares of very, very condensed watercolor, dried and rolled out into sheets, and it has been packaged into these cute little linen card booklets with glassine in between each, and then there's a tiny little mixing spot in the back that I never really use because it's not actually all that convenient. I love the idea idea of Viviva Colorsheets, but if you've seen the Scrawler Box video where I actually got it, or if you've seen my dark side of subscription boxes, the supplies I never really use again, if you've seen that video, you'll know that I am not the biggest fan of the actual formulation of the paint in these things. So today's piece may turn out to be a disaster. I am recording this voiceover well ahead of time and I don't know yet how this has gone. I don't know what I've tried to paint. I don't know how it's gone. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you think it went? So that is in both boxes, both the regular tier and the plus. Both also got a KINGART Premium White Nylon 7950 series brush in a round size 1. I do have some size 1 watercolor brushes, but they're like scripts or liners, the really long bristled ones. That's just not going to work as an only brush. So my choices were to go down a size to 0 or up a size to 2, and I chose, since the original brush in the box is a premium, I chose to go premium. I am using the Winsor Newton Professional Watercolor Synthetic Sable round brush in size 0. The KINGART brush has an MSRP of $6.99 US, by the way. Both tiers got a Kuretake-ZIG Clean Color Real Brush pen. These are watercolor markers in, I believe, a individual fibers type brush nib. I'm not entirely sure. I think the pens that are offered by companies like Arteza are a very similar product. I'm not entirely sure. Those have an MSRP value for the box of $3.48, and in its place I'm using a Tombow Dual Art brush pen. I picked a nice minty blue kind of color, not entirely sure on the official color name. They only have numbers on the side and I forgot to go look it up. This is number 403. I went to the ArtSnacks website and I looked up which colors were possible to have gotten in the box, and I just kind of picked one of my Tombows that I have that looked close enough, so that's what we're using. And the final item that was in both tiers is a Pentel Arts brush tip sign pen with an MSRP of $3.25. I will show you one on screen now. I only have one in black, so I'm not using it because that is boring. But I do believe I got this one in an ArtSnacks box at some point. I don't remember what it came with, but I think it came in an ArtSnacks box. So this is a semi-flexible tapered felt tip nib, and they're calling it a brush because it is somewhat flexible. It is fairly water-soluble, water-based, so it would be interesting to play with in this sense. It's not a liner you're going to want to put down first and then use your watercolor on top of it. What I considered using in its place is the microfiber, whatever they wanted to call it, brush version of the same pen, because I have one in pink, definitely from an ArtSnacks box. I got this one you're seeing on screen up in the corner in the box that sent 2 Marabou graphics watercolor markers, and it was the only bit of color I had in my box because my randomly selected Marabous were 2 shades of gray. How boring. But this, like the ZIG Clean Color is supposed to be, is actually little individual hairs, little individual fibers making up a brush nib. I love this pen. I love working with it as a watercolor, but I decided, no, let's keep up the theme of matching with completely unrelated things. I am using a Tombow twin tone pen in a purple color. They don't even put a number on the twin tones, so who knows? It's purple. These have a tapered semi-flexible plastic nib on one end, but on the other end they do have a tapered bullet felt nib. Now, the larger tier for ArtSnacks is called ArtSnacks Plus, and it's called that because you get everything that was in the regular tier, plus a couple more items. Usually 1 to 2 more actual art items, and then also a full-size surface. So the additions for the plus box, there was a Speedball brush shaper that has an MSRP of $7.44. I don't have anything like that, but I really didn't see a need for it for the art piece. I see that as something that you would use to maintain the brushes after, so I'm not even going to bother to put something in the box to replace that. For a Surface Plus box, subscribers were given a Surface. They got the Marabou Graphics Aqua paper pad, A4 size, and it is 20 sheets of 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper. A4 is 8.3 by 11.7 inches, by the way, if you didn't know. If I had gotten that, I probably would have cut it in half down to an A5, so I have no problem using an A5 pad straight out of the box. The Marabou paper pad has a MSRP value of $19.99 US. What I'm using in its place, pretending that I've just cut down to A5 size, I have Strathmore 400 series watercolor paper. This is also 300 GSM cold pressed. It says acid free. It doesn't specify what the paper's made of, which means it's probably 100% wood pulp cellulose. And this is an A5, 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And I actually just picked up this pad at Michael's last week because I've been very, very curious about the pre-cut A5 Strathmore watercolor paper, and I figure that this is probably the same thing, so we're doing a trial run. I'm pre-recording this voiceover well ahead of time because it's Monday the 9th right now as I'm speaking to the microphone, and some non-COVID plague is going through the house. And I don't know if or when I'm not going to sound like myself for a few days, so I'm just pre-recording voice for a week, so I have absolutely no idea what piece you've seen me create or how well it went with the Viviva sheets that I hate to love and love to hate, because it'll probably be a week before I actually touch these. Who knows? I don't know if you're getting both no box art boxes in the same week or if I'm splitting the week with those. But in the comments down below, if you got the real box, regular tier or plus, let me know what you thought of it, if you tried Viviva for the first time because of this box or because of another box, or if you just went ahead and ordered Viviva Colorsheets for yourself at some point. What do you think of them? Give me your opinions on this product, because I want to love it. They are so vibrant, they are so pretty, it's such a cool design package, but I hate the formula. I hate the formula because they are so eager to reactivate as soon as they get just a hint of being wet again. So that means you can't layer, but also you have to be super careful with going up next to an area that you've already colored, because you're gonna get blooming from the previously colored section into your new section, into the new wet area. You run that risk with most watercolors, but I find Viviva, it never truly dries down and calms down. It's always ready to reactivate in 0.5 seconds. Is that your experience? Do you love them? Did you get a better one than I did? I don't know. Let me know. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!